Hi family, welcome to SimplyKate for another exciting episode of Grow, Go and Glow. This is a powerful corner of the world where life is rooted in nature, family, freedom and simplicity. Today we are going to do our video on cooking our grunty paprika pasta. And we just want to take us slow by slow until we are where we are. So I went to my kitchen garden and harvested the spinach, as you can see, and I've come to soak them in vinegar water so that they can be clean for my preparation. And I also harvested green spring onions that we'll be also using to cook. And as we cook, we are going just to wash our vegetables with white vinegar and leave them there to soak for a little while. Then from there we can continue with our cooking, because we want to make a simple meal but very delicious for us to enjoy. So welcome on board, guys. We'll be doing beef, and I boiled my beef as you can see on my photos. We have tomatoes. That is 2 tomatoes for cooking our meals. We have coriander, just a bunch of coriander that we'll also be using. We have 2 red onions that we'll be using. They were small, so I picked 2. We have ginger and garlic, just a bunch each. That's a tablespoon that we'll also be using. We have spring onions that we harvested from our garden, and we will be combining them with other spices. We'll be using paprika to make our grunty paprika pasta, and we will just be working together alone. We use garlic powder in our meals today just to bring that taste, and this is the grunty pasta that we are going to prepare today. We have Royco to just season our meat, make it tasty. We have milk for our creamy spinach, because we want to prepare beef, creamy spinach and grunty. We have salt for seasoning our food, just to make it a little bit tasty and sweet, and also curry powder for seasoning. That's what we'll be using also in our meals. Once again, we have garlic for those who have missed it, and ginger. We have our spring onions that we'll also be using, harvested from our land, as I said. We have our pre-boiled beef, as you saw in the earlier video. We were boiling it. We have our onions, that is red or purple onion, the way you want to call it. We have our coriander, in our language we say dania, and our 2 tomatoes that we will be using, and I think and our grunty pasta for us to prepare. This is our spinach. Again, we harvested it from our land, our kitchen garden, and we are so proud of our kitchen garden. Those who have not watched our video, please go back to our video and watch and see how wonderful our kitchen garden is. So we'll be putting water in our pot for boiling our grunty pasta, in readiness of preparing our paprika grunty pasta. At this level, our scissors came in handy. So just pour there on our pot and just boil it a little bit so that we come up with what we need for our delicious grunty paprika. Just adding water and let it boil as we prepare our stew. We'll just take our time to enjoy our meal. This meal can be prepared in a very short while. And at this point, I want just to welcome you officially again to this YouTube, and let's have our growing and our going and our glowing together, because we want just to grow, we want to go for what we want and also grow in what we do, but one at a time, because it's not actually about having more, but our channel is all about feeling more. So we may not have as much as we may want to have, but we are having and feeling more just the way we want to feel it. At that point, I go ahead and put on our other stove, and I'll be using the smaller side because I want to do much and go one at a time. So we want to fry our beef, which will be used as a stew for our granty paprika pasta. So work with me, guys, to the end. Let's watch the video, let's like it, yeah, and let's learn as I wait also for you guys to teach me how you do your pastas. I'll go ahead and put in our ginger so that it can just cook a little bit. Then I'll be adding my garlic as we go. At that time, we want to stir our pasta so that it does not cook when it is crunching on each other, yeah, because we don't want it mashed, guys. A little bit of it, because we'll be adding salt in almost everything that we are cooking, but now this time we're doing it bit by bit just to avoid it to be too salty, yeah. So we'll just do a little bit of salt, considering that we boiled our meat in salt. We will stir our pot just to ensure that our ginger is not sticking on the pan or on our pot. As we have already put our garlic, as you have seen, and our garlic is you see that I've made husky things so that they don't overcook. So by the time we'll be eating our beef, we are able to enjoy the crunchiness of both the ginger and also our garlic. Pot, keep on checking and stirring so that you don't have it sticking on our thing. And at this point, we add our garlic in our pot just to stir it and let the two blend nicely together. And as we do this, we want to stir our pasta, granty pasta, just to ensure that it's not sticking together, so that it doesn't become mashed at the end of the day. Remember, this is a meal you can prepare so fast, easily, and anybody can do it. It is very simple and delicious all together. I come in handy with my pot holder. How many of us uses this thing? Some people use a rag, others use a paper, but you use what you find easy and accommodative to you. For me, this one helps me a lot because I don't burn my hands, as opposed to when I would have used a rag or just a piece of paper. So we come in handy with our red or purple onions to add in our garlic and ginger. And you realize I cut these onions into big chunks because I want them to taste, to be felt when I'm eating. And because I want to make not really put soup for eating the pasta, but I want to just make it a little bit wet and thick so that it will help us in eating our paprika grandi pasta. For those who are joining us now, welcome again. Let's cook together. At this point, I want to change my pot, removing the pasta from the bigger fire and just return it to small so that it can cook slowly. And it is just like about 5 or so minutes. And in a short while, I'll just be removing it and rinsing it in cold water so that we can cook it again. Or we can put our paprika and butter in it just to complete that session. And I can assure you it's a delicious meal and any of us can cook it. Comes in handy when you're tired and you don't want to do a lot of things, you don't want to spend a lot of time in the kitchen. You will be able to do it nicely. And then we remove it. So we're careful to just ensure that it remains as whole and it doesn't break or become mashed by any chance. And also our pasta is just about, so it's important to keep on checking just to ensure that it doesn't overboil and pour. At the same time, it does not overcook. Sorry my guys, my phone died on me, my battery died on me, so I removed the pasta, sieved it and rinsed it in cold water, and now I've just put butter in my pot and now do our paprika, and slowly we'll be adding milk, and then we add our pasta just to make it. We're adding milk not because of anything, just we want it not to hold on the pan, and also to make the paprika to mix nicely, and that is why we are adding milk. And that is the end result. You can see how nice it looks like. At this point, it would have been better to pour in the paprika, but here we want just to mix it slowly, considering we've washed it with cold water, so it is not hot, it is somehow cold. So we want to add it in the pot and just mix it slowly as it turns its color and as it blends with the butter, because we also don't want the butter to become cold. Looks like my pot is small, and I'll have to change. Let me just see if it can turn on that. If not, we'll be forced to change and put it in a bigger pot. It's turning out nicely, but I feel my pot is small here. Let me see if it can accommodate. At this juncture, remember you lower the heat. Just do it on a very low heat, very low, because as the fire heats, it's melting the butter, and also the butter and paprika is now blending with the the pasta. Yeah, at this point I changed my pot because it became so small, and guys, you can see the color of my paprika grandi pasta and the aroma that's coming from it. Yo, so sweet. So just garnish it a little bit with some coriander, not a lot, just to again tone down, to bring it, give it some bit of green. At this point, we are checking on our meat. We've already put in our pot. Meat is boiling. Remember that my camera went off and all those things happened when I thought it was recording, yet the battery had gone off. So we changed, and here we are. So we just put all the ingredients that we had, and now we are putting our coriander. Remember, the meat was already pre-boiled, and now it's just a matter of 1 or 2 minutes, or possibly that, and then we remove it, and our beef will be ready to serve. And our paprika is really on a low heat. Paprika grandi pasta is really on a low heat, and we've switched off the lights, and see, that is our end results for our meat, because we didn't want a lot of soup. We just wanted it to be a little wet to be able to help us eat our paprika. You see, when you do butter, that way it doesn't stick on the pot, so it becomes it very easy. But that does not mean if you don't have butter, you can do oil, or you can do margarine. So whichever oil you want to use, it's still okay, or you can even do olive oil. So it's okay at that point to use the type of oil that you want. But as for me, this time I wanted to use butter, and that is what I have used, and that's what I cooked with for my beef, and that's also what I'll be cooking with for my spinach. So at this point we won't cover it, because we do not want it again to overcook. We'll just leave it open, because our spinach will be hot and our beef will be hot, so we'll just serve it warm. And because spinach will just take a few less than 10 minutes, our paprika, be rest assured, will not be cold. So again, we come in with our butter. One thing I realized, when you wash your vegetables with vinegar, they don't change color. The green is maintained, and which is very good. So I'll come in with my onions, and you can see I cut the onions in very big chunks. Possibly next time we'll be buying the real cream so that we can put into our spinach. But at this point, because I didn't have the creamy oil, I'll be using milk, and also I'll use mayonnaise just to thicken it a little bit and bring that creamy texture. So it depends. If you have the cream, it's okay. If you don't have cream but you have mayonnaise, you can still use it to come up with your creamy spinach, and yo, it's very, very nice and beautiful. We'll do a little of salt. Remember, our beef has salt, our grandi pasta has salt, and now our spinach has salt. So in all this, we're doing little by little. And there I will add our spring onion, just to make the taste of the spinach so yummy. Yeah, I don't know if it's me, but sometimes I feel spinach just cooked on its own sometimes doesn't come out well. So I like adding in some stuff that will make it a little bit taste, you know. So we'll be adding our Royco cube. And don't forget that Royco cubes are also salty. So when you are doing your salt, be careful about it because Royco cubes are really, really salty. And especially the green in color, that is vegetable, meant for vegetable, they are really, really salty. So if you have to use it, just do a little bit of salt. And if you must use it, just maybe use one, depending with the amount of veggies you're making. That is when you consider adding another one. And that is from my own personal experience, what I have gone through and what I have discovered in the past. Because we want them to be felt when we are eating. We want that taste of the onions in our spinach, so we will not let it cook for that long. We will just want to add here our milk, just to bring that creamy stuff. And remember, we have salt there, so our milk will turn a little bit sour. But what we want to add that adds the gem is the vinegar, and that is what we'll be adding, just a tablespoon of vinegar into our milk, so that it becomes a little bit what we are looking for, because that texture. I buy all-purpose vinegar, where you can use it for washing your vegetables or whatever you wash, and you can also use it for cooking or preparing a salad, so that I don't have to keep on exchanging, looking for this one is for what and what and what. So I just buy that one that is for cooking, but I use it for other things. So you can see it has changed the texture of our milk and bringing us a good creamy texture. But at this point, for us to have really what we are looking for, we will go with our mayonnaise. And I love Santa Maria mayonnaise because of the bottle. Because once I'm done with these bottles, I don't throw them away. I use them for storing things in my fridge. Like when I make my chili paste, or when I make anything that I want to make, I use these bottles to store them in the fridge. Even when I buy milk, fresh milk, I just store it in the bottles. The milk that is not in packet form, I store it in these bottles, and it comes in handy, easy to use, and a lot of vibe for me. And even when I want to store these pastas, I store them still in this bottle. So it is not a waste, it's a win-win situation. Here you see now the cream has really formed, and here we come in now to adding our spinach. So in a short while we'll just be serving. Yeah. So guys, welcome to this Go and Glow channel of SimplyKate, and let us honestly do this together. We travel here, we do minimalist lifestyle, we show our vlogs that are authentic, that are true, and cut and raw, so honest, and connect with you guys. So join us here, let us enjoy this. Subscribe and grow with me right here on SimplyKate. Hit the subscribers button so that when we are uploading new videos, you will be able to see and know. And join us guys, join us guys. We'll be seeing our sustainable farming. We'll be showing you our honest moments. We'll be showing you everyday life. You'll just be enjoying with us. Those who have not watched my previous videos on the garden, on visiting the children's home, on traveling from 6 counties, and many more, please subscribe, please check my videos, and you will have fun indeed. Please like, comment, and share, and let's grow this channel together. So right here you see our spinach is bringing us that vibe that we are honestly looking for, and it's still as green and fresh as you'd want it to be. And just in a short while, we will be serving our meals. Look at that, guys. Look at that. Look at that. So here we do with what we have, because it's just not all about how much you can afford, how much you have. It is simply about having, feeling more, yeah, working with what you have and doing with what you have. Guys, thanks so much for watching my video. Thank you for the support. We are roads to 200 subscribers, and I'm really grateful to all of you guys because you have been really handy. You have worked with me, supported me. Thank you. Keep watching our video, keep enjoying, keep working with us, and honestly, see you in the next video with a lot of it here in Grow, Go and Glow with SimplyKate.